My name is Kara Miller, and I am the manager of marketing, web development, and design for a company in Denver called Ratio. My typical workday consists of a lot of work on the web. I do mostly design right now, and I manage another web developer, and he is remote, so a lot of times I'm working really early in the morning because right now he is in Korea, I think, and so I'll be working early in the morning before he goes to sleep, and then I'll come in and sort of catch up with everything that I need to get done. I'll do a lot of design, photography, video. I also do a lot of little things around the office, like help plan parties and stuff like that. And then when I go home at night, I tend to just catch up with him right before I go to bed because he's sort of waking up and getting ready for his day, which means that I can give him a bunch of fun things to do. My coworkers and I, so I'm on the marketing team, and so we actually are a full-fledged marketing team. I'm the only web person, the only technical person on the team. In that aspect, I'm the only one that interfaces with the website at all. We all touch it, but I'm the one that touches it directly. I have a copywriter that I work directly with. She actually sits right next to me. She is wonderful. And we have another graphic designer who handles all of our Facebook ads and all of our print collateral and anything else that's just not on the web. She and I work really closely together because whenever we do something for print or Facebook, it needs to match the web so that there's a seamless experience. And then we have another designer coming on soon that will do just video, which I'm really excited about. And we have a couple of other people who do a lot of Google Analytics and metrics and stuff, like making sure that we're targeting the right users and making sure that when they come to the site, they have the right information to make an informed decision. And then we have other people that work with other teams at the company that mostly they are our point person for talking to other teams, which is actually really great because then we don't have to go to all the meetings. Obviously, we have a manager who's really great, and it's actually really awesome to work on this team specifically because we are a team of 7 right now, growing to 9, and in about a few weeks we will be 7 women and 2 men. So our team and company is actually everybody does everything, so there's never we have women developers, we have a few, I think actually it might just be 2 at this point. But there's never the man does this or the woman does this, and there's never a point in which in a meeting where somebody's like, oh well, you wouldn't understand that because you're a man or because you're a woman. So I actually got into coding in 1998. That's gonna date me a lot, because over the summer between 5th and 6th grade I built a computer with my dad, because I was like, that seems really cool, and he used to work at a computer repair shop, and so he and I built this computer over the summer. And then I remember one winter, I grew up in Michigan, and the winters there are terrible. They're just you get plowed with snow, and it's insane. And so we would have a lot of snow days, which meant that I was home alone a lot with my computer. And normally kids who are that age home alone with their computer get into trouble, and I was like, no, I think I'll learn how to code. So I learned HTML in 1998, back when HTML was kind of this new thing, and everything was complicated, and you wanted to change the color of something, and it was this many lines of code, whereas now it's color different. It's really easy. And so then I actually built my very first website to host drawings of my Pokemon so that I could send them to my cousins who they lived in Japan, and they wanted to see my artwork because they were supportive cousins, and I didn't want to mail my drawings to Japan, and this was back when email attachments were a couple of kilobytes, and I was like, well, you can't see the drawing when it's that big, how am I going to show this to them? And so I was like, I'll just put it on the internet. So I got involved with Girl Develop It 6 years ago-ish. We're going to say 6 years ago. And I actually got started with it in Detroit, where I was living before I moved to Colorado. And I had a friend of mine who was like, hey, I want to learn how to write HTML. You seem to know it and you're good at it. Will you help me? And I was like, yeah, I'll totally teach you how to write HTML. And I was like, I have no idea how to do that, but I guess we'll figure it out. And she and I, we were doing a little bit of research on the internet, like how to learn HTML. And this was before things like Code Academy and Code School and stuff. Like, if you wanted to use those things, it was very basic. They didn't really exist at the capacity that they do now. And she found Girl Develop It, which was started in New York. And she was like, have you heard of this thing called Girl Develop It? And I was like, no, that sounds really cool. Tell me more. And she sent me the link, and I was like, hey, it says you can like start a chapter in your city. And she's like, oh my God, we should do it. And I was like, okay. Being a woman in tech can sometimes have, negative things happen, but I generally, for the most part, don't have many issues with being a woman in tech, but I have had my own fair share of like a guy comes up behind you and it's like, oh, I didn't recognize you because did you get new pants? And you're like, actually, I did get new pants, but I don't know that that's relevant. I think that if a woman wants to have a job in a male-dominated world, they should just do it. And like, oh yeah, just do it, but no, like actually, I think a lot of times men are pretty excited to have a woman on the team, not because, oh my God, there's a woman, but literally because we bring different perspectives and we kind of like level everything out. My husband said that he was on a predominantly, it was all men, his development team, and then it was like, yeah, we're like men and men things, and then like a woman started and everything kind of just calmed down and like everything was balanced. And so I think having a woman on a team balances everything out, and I think if you want to do it, just do it. I think it's important for women to be involved in tech or IT or anything like computer related, because when I was growing up, there was literally nobody in tech that was a woman. And when you're a little girl, you're like, I want to be like her when I grow up. And when you don't have those people to look up to, you don't think that that's something that you can do. And so Girl Develop It tries to get as many adult women involved in tech so that the next group round and the next generation of girls will look up to have somebody to look up to so that they can get into tech.